Welcome to the Performing Arts Series brought to you by the Kennedy Center and the Prince William Network. I'm Chip Jackson, your moderator for today's program. Today's program is interactive, and you will have an opportunity to ask questions later in the program by using the 800 number or email address appearing on your screen. We hope to hear from you during the broadcast. The tune you just heard is a song by Dr. Billy Taylor called Conversion. Today, we will be featuring the music of Dr. Taylor, performed by some of the best of the new generation of young jazz musicians. Dr. Billy Taylor has been an inspiration and a role model to so many people over the years, and he continues to inspire young artists today. Today's show is just a small part of his lifelong vision to bring jazz music to as many people as possible. And we are so grateful for his guidance and enthusiastic vision. His idea of bringing jazz to a wider audience began in the 1960s with concerts that took place all over New York City on the back of a flatbed truck. This series of concerts was called the Jazzmobile Program. Today's show is in the same spirit of Jazzmobile, but instead of a truck, we're here on stage broadcasting the music via satellite all across the United States. For the art form of jazz to stay alive, we must have new and talented artists to continue the tradition. With me on stage today are 6 remarkable student performers from across the nation, the next generation of great jazz musicians. For the past 3 days, I've been working with this group to help them learn some of Dr. Taylor's music. I'm very familiar with this material because I have been playing bass in Dr. Taylor's jazz trio for the past 10 years. Let's meet these young performers.
Hello, my name is Eldar Djangirov, and I'm originally from Kyrgyzstan, but I currently reside in San Diego, California. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a junior in high school, and I play the piano.
Hello, everybody. My name is Crystal Torres. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm 21 years old. I play the trumpet, and I also sing, and I'm currently attending William Patterson University.
Hi, my name is Matt Marantz. I'm 18 years old, and I'm from Dallas, Texas. My instruments are the alto and the soprano saxophones, and I'm currently attending the Arts Magnet High School in Dallas, where I'll be graduating this year.
I'm Caley Monahon-Ward. I'm 18 and a freshman at Wesleyan University in Connecticut. I'm originally from Massachusetts, and I play the violin.
Hello, y'all. My name is Marcus Gilmore. I'm 17 years old, and I'm born and raised in Hollis, Queens, New York. And I'm currently a senior at LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts. I play the drums and percussion.
My name is Philip Kuehn. I'm 19 years old. I'm from Lucerne Mines, Pennsylvania, and I attend Indiana High School, and I play the bass.
During this concert, we'll try to help you understand what happens here on stage when the music is performed. We'll guide you in what to listen for in jazz. The musicians themselves will speak to you and explain some of the special aspects and organization of the music. In jazz, the process of improvisation is most important. At some point, each performer on stage will take a solo while the rest of the group provides musical support. I'll now turn over the program to our violinist, Caley, and our vocalist, Crystal, to start introducing the pieces.
Next tune we're going to play is La Côte d'Ivoire, which means the Ivory Coast in French. It was originally for a symphony orchestra and jazz ensemble, written by Billy Taylor. About halfway through the piece, you'll hear a counter melody, which we're going to play as a sort of interlude between solo sections that Dr. Taylor originally wrote for the string sections of the orchestra. That goes like this.
After the first solo, you'll hear Caley and Matt and I play that counter melody into the next solo. And to end the tune, if you listen carefully, you'll hear Caley and I play that again while Matt plays the original melody on saxophone. So here it goes.
Thank you very much. This next tune we would like to play for you is called C.A.G, and it's a piece written by Dr. Billy Taylor. And the reason it's called C.A.G is because it's based off of 3 notes. And the first one is C, second one is A, and the third one is G. And when you put them closer together and add harmony to it, you get a melody. And this is what Dr. Taylor wrote. And the vocalist, the saxophone player, and the violinist will play the melody, while the drums, the bass, and the piano will accompany. And we would like to try to play it for you, and kind of like this.
Thank you. Up until now, you've probably noticed that I've been singing songs without words. In jazz, that's called a vocalise, which is when the vocalist uses their voice like an instrument and does the melody with all the other instrumentalists. But the next song, however, it does have words, and Dr. Billy Taylor wrote this song about a particular person, in my case it would be a woman, who is really fond of a certain guy. She really, really likes him, and she can't be with him at that moment. So through song, she wants to tell him how special he is and how much she misses him. It's called I Think of You. Everything about you is extra special, and you're always on my mind. I think of you when the night is still. I think of you, and I get a thrill. Just off the phone, sitting alone, wishing that you were here. I can't rejoice just hearing your voice and knowing that you won't appear. Yet I feel your touch, and it's just sublime. Is it too much to want you all the time? Sharing your space when we embrace, no matter where I go. I want you to know whatever I do, it's always better with you. I miss you so, and I just want you to know I sing to keep my spirits high, and all I do is think of you. When the night is still, I think of you, and I get a thrill. Just off the phone and sitting alone, wishing that you were here with me. I can't rejoice just hearing your voice and knowing that you won't appear. Yet I feel your touch, and it's so sublime. Is it too much to want you all the time? Sharing your space when we embrace, no matter where I go. I want you to know whatever I do, it's always better with you. Of you. when the night is still, I think of you, and I get a thrill just off the phone and sitting alone, wishing that you were here with me. I can't rejoice just hearing your voice and knowing that you won't appear. Yet I feel your touch, and it's so sublime. Is it too much to want you all the time? Sharing your space when we embrace, no matter where I go. I want you to know whatever I do, it's always better with you. How I miss you so, and I just want you to know I sing to keep my spirits high. Thank you.
This next piece, Titoro, has an Afro-Cuban rhythm based on the clave. The clave sounds like this. Now, when you combine that clave with the Afro-Cuban bass line, it sounds like this. Dr. Billy Taylor spent some time with the great Cuban musician Machito. And what he learned from Machito, he applied to his own music to create his own form of Afro-Latin music.
I'm also featured as a soloist. When I begin my solo, you will hear a repeated rhythmic pattern called the montuno. That pattern sounds like this. The solo I will play is based upon one chord, an F minor chord, which sounds like this. Listen to what I do with these notes in my solo and the many Latin rhythms in Billy Taylor's Titoro.
The last three pieces of today's concert are adapted from a musical suite called Homage. It's written as a tribute to some of Dr. Taylor's favorite musicians: drummers Sid Catlett and Joe Jones, string players Slam Stewart, Stuff Smith, and Eddie South, and pianist Art Tatum. We'll begin the first piece with piano. The first piece will be a piano solo by Eldar, and in the second selection, our string players Philip and Caley will be featured. And the last segment starts with a solo by our drummer Marcus. Eldar, tell us about the piano solo.
The second movement of the Homage suite, Dr. Taylor wrote for a great piano player named Art Tatum. And Art Tatum was someone who loved to reharmonize all the melodies and put his own unique spin on them, his own unique voice in them. And this next piece that Dr. Billy Taylor wrote is for Art Tatum. And try to listen to this piece melodically as well as harmonically and how the two fit together.
Now, before we continue with Homage, I'd like to invite our viewers to start calling in with questions. The phone number is 1-800-672-0067. Or you can email your questions to us at the address on the screen. So let's hear from you. As we move on to the next section from Homage, we'll have Philip tell us about the function of the string bass.
This next section features the bass, and typically in this type of music, the bass plays a walking bass line to support the soloist like this. But in this song, I will be playing the melody along with Caley, our violinist, and later on we will both get a chance to solo, and I will also be walking later on to support the soloists. So as you're hearing this piece, be sure to listen for the walking bass line and for the melody.
You know, we'd like to have the musicians answer some questions now. So let's start by having them tell us why they like jazz so much.
I love jazz because of the freedom that the music gives you. It gives you so much freedom that you can express your emotions and your feelings. And jazz is truly a music of personal expression, your own personal expression, where you can truly express what you feel.
I also love the freedom of expression in jazz. As a vocalist, I can choose to sing a song with lyrics to express myself, or I can sing a song that does not have lyrics and sing scat solos like an instrumentalist. I can also take a song and sing it slow and mournful, and take that same song and make it happy and fast if I'd like. So there's really a lot of personality in jazz, and I love it.
The reason I love jazz so much is because of the great feeling I get when I listen to great musicians play it, and the feeling I get when I play it myself. And something else that's important to me is the feeling I get when I can share what's important to me with other people through music.
I think one of the most important and wonderful things about jazz is the diversity within the music, and the fact that you can bring in parts of other genres and incorporate them into your jazz playing. And it's acceptable and it works, and it's really fun. It's an exciting thing.
I love jazz because, well, it's a beautiful music, and you can incorporate so many things while playing it.
The reason I play jazz is because I love to listen and play it, and it gives me a great feeling whenever I hear it and play it.
Okay, well, we've got Dr. Billy Taylor on the phone right now, so let's hear what he has to say to us. Hello, Billy.
Hi, Chip. You guys sounded wonderful. I mean, I'm very proud of you, and it's really nice to hear someone putting a completely different spin on the things that I wrote for particular groups, and you outdid yourselves today. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, Billy. Thanks for the call, and for really happy to hear from you. Okay, we have a caller from the audience. Oh, we have a question from the audience here. And you have a question?
How old were you when you started music lessons?
How old were you when you started to seek lessons? Oh, started music lessons. Okay. Who wants to answer that? How about Philip? Why don't you answer that?
I began playing music and taking lessons when I was in elementary school, but I didn't start taking lessons on the bass until about 7th grade.
Marcus, how about you?
Oh, if by music lessons you mean learning about music, I've been taking music lessons since I was born.
We've got a caller from Columbus, Georgia, Northside High School. Go ahead, caller.
I was just wondering what brand of saxophone that was that he's playing and how much it cost.
Wow. Okay, well, it's actually a Keilwerth, a Julius Keilwerth. It's a German brand model saxophone, and the model number is their 75th edition. I don't think they make this anymore. As far as the cost, I'm not sure. I actually endorsed these for this company, but I would guess you could probably get one for about $3,700 or something like that. So.
Okay, we have another question from the audience here at Hylton High.
Do bass players ever use the bow when playing jazz?
Do bass players ever use the bow when playing jazz? Philip?
Yes. People like Paul Chambers and Paul Chambers is one of the people who really use the bow a lot in his solos, and sometimes the bass player will use a bow on the end of like a song or a ballad to just like hold out the long tone.
Do you have your bow here? Not right now. Okay, we have an email question. Which jazz musicians have influenced you the most? How about Eldar?
I've listened to, many records, jazz records. I think one of the key things to playing jazz is going literally through thousands of records and listening to the ideas and the emotions. The first piano player that I've heard was Oscar Peterson, and I used to listen to him for a long time. and I still do. But I think I got to a point where I listened to so many piano players such as Billy Taylor and Marion McPartland and Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, McCoy Tyner, Brad Meldau, Benny Green, Gonzalo Rubalcaba. There's just so many of them. And I also listen to many horn players such as Kenny Garrett and Branford Marsalis and Michael Brecker. So I just try to cover and listen to all of the music that I can listen to, not only piano players, but everything else.
Okay, we've got a caller from JFK High School in Paterson, New Jersey. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, my name is Michael Vera. I'm asking about practice routines that you have on improving improvisation, and if you guys have a CD.
Okay, the question was, do we have practice routines, and do we have a CD? Crystal, did you want to answer that?
Okay, as far as practicing for improvisation, on trumpet and vocals, what I like to do a lot, and I think is the most helpful, especially when you're first learning, and actually throughout, until you develop your own personal sound, is listening to records and transcribing solos by ear, learning how to play them, like the people who you admire the most and you really love their sounds. Just try and imitate what they're doing on these records that you love.
CD. Yeah. Wait. Go ahead.
Oh, we don't have a CD, actually. Not yet,
Not
anyway.
yet. This group's so good, I think we're going to make a CD. We have a question from the audience here. Go ahead.
What are the differences between the soprano sax and the alto sax?
Okay, Matt.
Well, as you can tell, the alto is the larger of the two, and the reason this one is straight is because it's easier for companies to make the smaller horn in a straight fashion than a curved fashion. And it actually improves the sound quality and intonation when the horns are straight. I've seen straight altos and tenors before. I guess the main differences are that the alto is pitched in the key of E flat, and the soprano is pitched in the key of B flat. And I'm not quite sure of the reasons of why that is, but as you can tell, there are different uses for the different timbres of the different instruments.
Well, we've run out of time, but I'd like to thank all the performers for being with us today, along with special thanks to Dr. Billy Taylor for his vision and mentorship of this program. I'd also like to thank the students in the auditorium for being with us, and I would especially like to thank the viewing audience from across the country for tuning in to the program. If you didn't get a chance to ask a question today, you may contact us by using the email address on the screen. We'd love to hear from you and answer your questions. We'd also like to invite you to visit the Kennedy Center website at the address on the screen. There you'll find additional information about this program and the Kennedy Center's upcoming programs, as well as other resources on integrating the arts into the curriculum. Please remember our next Kennedy Center program will be on Tuesday, May 11th from 11 to 12 noon Eastern Time, when we will explore the use of technology in the classroom. We hope you can join us then. Thanks for being with us. And as we close out the program, the musicians will perform the last section of Dr. Taylor's suite, Homage. Listen as all the performers are featured on this tune.
Let